So friends, we just did the video about these graves right here, and we brought up Noah. You see Noah E. Presley, and there's some other Presleys there, but I want to specifically talk about Noah's brother, Jesse. Jesse was Elvis's grandfather, Vernon's father. And very few people know very much about Jesse. His name was Jesse D. McDowell. J.D. Presley is what they called him. And he divorced Dodger, Elvis's grandmother, Minnie Mae, and remarried and moved to Louisville, Kentucky. I'll be doing a story on that coming up. I haven't filmed it yet, but I have it planned. And this is Jesse and his second wife, along with the Ford Fairlane that Elvis bought him and gave him in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's not what this story is about. This story is about Noah and Jesse's mother. Her name was Rosie Elizabeth Presley. You see, she died in 1924. And Rosa, or Rosella, as some called her, did something very unusual for that time. And that was she had children out of wedlock. And she didn't have one, she had 10. So here's the rub. Read her name. Rosella Elizabeth Rosie Presley. Her last name was Presley. That was not her married name. You see where that says great-grandma of Elvis Presley? Mother of Jesse Presley. She was never married but had 10 children and gave them all the Presley last name. So now we're going to look at a list of the fathers of the children. Let's check this out. So if you look right here, it says beloved mother of Walter, Father William Steele, Essie, Docia, Noah, they've got it spelled backwards, and their father was Thomas Hussey. So each one of these kids had different fathers. Jesse, the grandfather of Elvis, Calhoun, Mac, Robbie, and Joseph, and another one they don't know the name of, their father was John Wallace. That's right, John Wallace, not John Presley. So to put two and two together for you, that means his name should have been Elvis Aaron Wallace, not Elvis Aaron Presley. Jesse's mother went against all tradition in a time when it was very frowned upon to be an unwedded mother, and not only had one child out of wedlock, had 10. Gave them all her maiden name. So I believe that God used things in biblical times to that were non-traditional, if you will, to set things up that he wanted to happen. I don't believe he was ever meant to be Elvis Wallace. I believe he was meant to be Elvis Presley, even though it went completely against tradition in a time where I'm sure she was very looked down upon by other people in her community. So now you know it should have been Elvis Wallace. So here's a list of the children, and there was this is only 8 of them. Supposedly there's 10 total, but what I wanted to point out was that Noah that you saw in the cemetery at Priceville was half brothers with Jesse. They had 2 different fathers. So now you know a little bit more of the Elvis puzzle. Elvis Wallace doesn't have the same ring. Elvis Aaron Wallace.